Hello and welcome to the Miraculous Lightworkers channel, your go-to place for all things about Lightworkers and enlightenment. Today I'm going to be reading from the Daily Meditations for Practicing the Course by Karen Casey. Today's entry is for October 30th and it's about negative thoughts. The opening statement says, "Let's not fear our impure thoughts." It's important to remember that every thought we harbor is self-generated and no thought is independently powerful without our acquiescence. While it's true that many of our thoughts every day are wholesome and loving, a few are mean-spirited and can lead to regret. When they mirror the latter, we have momentarily succumbed to the ego's control. That's problematic, temporarily. We don't have to honor any impure thought. It's equally true, and maybe disturbing, that we don't have to honor the good ones either. At least it's fortunate that we are selecting friends and share our current spiritual journey and desire for more love and peace in our lives. It's easier to make any new positive behavior or way of thinking habitual when you surround yourself with role models who do likewise. But even when we sit among the naysayers, we don't have to give our minds to the ego. Perhaps it's our job at that moment to be the role model for everyone else. Closing affirmation: my nasty thoughts are no stronger than I make them. Today is open to my interpretation. So I think that it's important for anyone who's not actually read through the text in particular to have a little background here. When they say let's not fear our impure thoughts, it's because our thoughts have a charge to them. So some people, when they realize how powerful their mind is, do become fearful. Because it's very hard for us to purify our thoughts to the degree that we're not having negative thoughts anymore. Even if it's something small, like negative self-talk, something like that, our inner dialogue. Even if we're not thinking attack thoughts toward anyone else, this is what the Course calls them, we'll have attack thoughts toward ourselves, which is damaging in and of itself, because your spirit hears this, what your mind is doing. And this is how you end up developing things like sickness in the actual body, because your mind is that powerful. And most people are busy giving their mind no credit, essentially, for how powerful it really is. It's powerful enough that you can heal yourself and you can heal others, but you have to give yourself the respect for the power of your mind. Your mind's incredibly powerful. So they're talking about how no thought is independently powerful without our acquiescence. It's like you don't have to agree to it. You can sit there as the observing presence. This is something that Eckhart Tolle talks about a lot. And give pause. When you hear yourself say it, when you become aware of what's actually even occurring, because most people will not even acknowledge it. It's just natural. You just have naturally negative thoughts sometimes, and we don't sit back as the observer and sort of take stock of what's going on there. We're just rolling with it. But we do have that choice, and we don't have to acquiesce to it. We don't have to go down to, Depressionville with that whole thing because we had a negative thought. We can look at it and say, wow, that was really interesting. Where did that come from? And do I need to even respond to that? Should I give it any energy? Or was it just a meaningless thought? And there is this whole, what the Course talks about is attack thoughts. And we normally don't think we're doing it, but we do have sort of, I think of them as assassination thoughts. It's like we don't realize what we're doing when we're thinking about somebody, And there's this negativity that's going on. If we're being really honest, sometimes we have really negative thoughts about people, really dark thoughts that come from a place of ego where we get angered, and the ego wants to respond, and we just let it run. We don't realize that we need to pull back and get back into our right mind in alignment with spirit and get in control of those thoughts before they start to gain momentum, essentially. And we all have these impure thoughts. So this is part of like going to a place of forgiveness in yourself and realizing that it's so human, and that if you want to be the change you wish to see in the world, which is, we'd all like to not have those thoughts, and we'd like to see a world where other people weren't having those thoughts either. We have to realize that's an inside job. Us going within ourselves to affect the change is what creates the change outside. But first, it comes down to not guilting ourselves to death, because that's like a form of attack too. We just don't think of it like that. Or not berating ourselves, talking negatively to ourselves, because when we do this, and it all starts inside like this, we go outside and we'll start projecting, and we'll start having problems with everyone and everything, and creating more of this dis-ease in the world, this lack of ease, this lack of peace, because it started within. This is why the whole entire concept of coming down to the atonement principle is at the heart of the course. If you can accept the atonement, it's very easy to turn around and forgive other people outside of ourselves, because we have complete peace within ourselves. We won't look for an occasion to try and judge and use attack thoughts against anybody else, because our hearts will be whole. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that closing affirmation one more time. My nasty thoughts are no stronger than I make them. Today is open to my interpretation. So I thank you for being here. I really do appreciate your likes, shares, comments, subscribes. I appreciate your time. And if you found this meaningful, let us know. This is an interactive platform. That's one of the beautiful things about this, that we can all come together to uplift, enlighten, and ascend. So join us next time as we come together to do so. Bye now.